Thanks, Luke. So who was expecting somebody bigger? Thanks, Jason. If someone was. Went to my first job interview and had on my CV that I was Australian powerlifting champion, and the first thing they said to me when I walked in the door was, "We're expecting somebody bigger." And over the years I've had many people say to me, like, how can someone your size lift that weight? Even my brother, after coming along to one competition, he said, "I can't comprehend how you can lift 255 kilos off the ground." And when he said that, I went, yeah, that's a good point, because I hadn't thought of it that way. I went, wow, yeah, now you put it that way, I can't believe I've done it either. And it's not as if it happened straight away. I mean, so many people come up and say, well, what would I have to do to go into competition and win this competition? And it's really the wrong way of thinking. I just said, look, just go in it first and see if you like it. Don't worry about winning it. Everyone wants to get big instant superstar sort of thing. But it takes time, and my journey in powerlifting took 10 years to be going from a skinny kid to someone who could lift something that people think is impossible. And I didn't get into that environment by deciding that's what I wanted to do, actually. It was quite a strange route, same with the way I came into this environment. I was doing engineering at university, and as part of that they encouraged you to do non-engineering electives, and I love sport, so I did human movement studies. And one day a guy came in who was doing his master's degree in strength training, and he wanted some human guinea pigs for a 12-week training program. And as a kid, I only weighed 56 kilos, I was very skinny. As a student, you're poor, I'm like, free use of the gym, free expert coaching, sign me up, I'm in. And I had no idea what I was in for. But the only skill that I had was the fact that I did the whole 12-week program. And that changed my life in numerous ways. But imagine if you could do something in 90 days that's going to set you up with habits for the rest of your life. It's going to make a massive difference on the rest of your life. So, whether you get anything out of today's talk or not, I'm going to take you through a little bit of exercise afterwards. If you decide to just do something similar to that for 90 days, don't judge your results after one day, don't judge your results after 1 week, 1 month. Try it for 90 days and then judge your results. So at the end of the 90 days of this strength training program, the coach reassessed what we could lift, and surprise, surprise, I got stronger. And he said to me, look, you've actually done really well. We've got a competition coming up in 2 weeks, you should go in it. And I just laughed. I went, yeah, right, you're kidding me. I'm just a skinny kid. And he said, no, it's all in weight divisions. You'll just compete against other people your own size. I'm like, okay, other skinny kids, I can handle that. Until I looked at the results from the year before, and by then I'd gone up to 60 kilos, and the guy that had won that weight division had lifted what I thought were massive weights. And I did the normal human thing and went, no, I'm not going to compete against him, he's going to kill me. But then the coach said something very, very smart to me, and there's a reason he ended up becoming the Broncos strength coach for 19 years and is now one of the most well-recognised strength and conditioning coaches in the world. He said, forget about him. Just try and do a little bit better in 2 weeks' time than you did today. And that taught me such a valuable lesson, because so often you look at someone who's successful and you go, well, I can't do that. Whether it be in sport or business or relationships or whatever. And well, yeah, maybe you can't do that right now, but who knows what you're capable of if you start and you just keep going. So that competition got me hooked on the sport. I decided to join the gym and train seriously with the club. And in 3 years' time, not 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years, I was lifting more than that guy that I was afraid of. Broken 3 of his national junior records and was heading off to the World Juniors. And that just taught me how valuable persistence is. It's not going to happen overnight. So, but before you even get to that stage where you want to invest in that thing, you really need to find out what you're passionate about. Now, I was going to talk about finding your passion for exercise, because sometimes when you get up and you talk about exercise, or you speak to someone about exercise, they're like, do we really have to do that? They don't really seem all that excited. It's like, can't we just take a pill or something? But, when I was a kid, I never went and said to Mum, you know, I'm going to go out and exercise, I want to get fit. You know, we called it play then. You know, it was a backyard, we'd go out, we'd kick a ball around or throw a ball around or chase each other around, you know, and it was fun. So, what happened? Why has it become something that some of us think is a bit of a drag? And to be able to find a passion for exercise, often you need to find a passion for something else. You know? A lot of us don't necessarily do exercise just for the sake of doing exercise. Like I didn't train 2 hours in the gym 4 days a week and end up in a hell of a lot of pain and discomfort because, you know, I thought that was going to be fun. You know, there was something deeper that was driving me. I had a dream when I was a kid. You know, and often people talk about, you know, what's your dream, what's your vision? Well, I literally had a dream when I was 8. That I was standing in front of this massive audience and they were really, really thankful and happy for something that I'd helped them with, or something like that. Was the feeling I had in the dream. And as an 8-year-old, I woke up going, what if I don't do whatever that was? What if I go through life, my life has no purpose, and I die? That was the kind of feeling. And my whole life I've been looking for something to do for that to be possible. But it wasn't until I came into this environment and started meeting people that had been going down various different paths, were thinking very differently. And my mentor basically said to me, look, all your life you've been looking for something to do that makes you special, rather than connecting with who you are and doing whatever you're here to do as who you are. So, you know, we're getting a little bit deep today for exercise, but if you hang around this environment long enough, you know, you might start to find what you're passionate about. When I first came here, I came here because I was frustrated, because I didn't know what my purpose was anymore. I'd retired from lifting. That was part of my journey, but I knew it wasn't my purpose anymore. And I was really, really frustrated because I had no idea what my purpose was. I had no idea why I was here, and I was trying to find it. And I didn't think that this would be the environment, but I met people that had a purpose, that had a passion, that was so much bigger than them. And I went, wow, I've never met people like this before. I want to follow that. So, you know, you're not going to necessarily find your passion today. If you do, awesome. If you don't, just keep hanging around people that have a passion, and it might rub off. The next step, you know, once you have decided what you're passionate about, or you know what you're passionate about, it may not be a decision, it might just come to you. Michael, on Monday, talked about, you know, filtering everything to your goals. So I'm going to R&D what Michael talked about. Because with exercise, it's similar. You know, if you know what your goals are, then you can filter what you have to do through that. So for example, you know, if you just want to get a little bit healthier, and maybe walking is a really good thing to do. Very easy, just get out and walk. You know, the Mayo Clinic's done a study that shows that doing 6,000 extra steps a day reduces your chance of death by diabetes by 46%. Now that's massive. And all you have to do is walk 6,000 steps. It's easy. You might have another goal. For example, my father, he absolutely loves exercise. He's always been a long-distance cross-country runner. You know, at 68, he still goes out there and runs and wins his age group championship. But he came up to me and he was like, well, you know, I've always been really, really skinny and people give me a hard time, and, you know, I'd like to put on a bit of muscle mass. And I said to him, well, but, you know, as a runner, the type of training that you're doing isn't really conducive to that. You know, have a look at marathon runners and long distance runners. They're all lean, right? They're pretty skinny. Just compare them with sprinters. You know, sprinters typically have a lot of muscle mass because they need a lot of power to go quickly. So look, we're going to have to change the way you exercise and train if your goal is to put on muscle mass. You know, we're also going to have to look at your diet and what you're eating, because, you know, most people are deficient in protein, and if you want to put on muscle, then, you know, it doesn't matter how much you exercise. If you're not eating the right food as well, it's not going to happen. Next month I'm going to be talking on nutrition and diet, and I'm going to talk a little about what I didn't know, because I've learned so much on my journey. So, yeah, I don't know what your goals are, but today is going to give you a little taste of a 10-minute workout. So well done for working out on such a hot day. For those of you that it was your first, congratulations on starting a fun little exercise program. I want to leave you with the thought that success doesn't happen in a day, it happens daily. So if you try something like that for 90 days in a row and see how you feel. But again, run through what your goal is, speak to someone here who's actually coaching you to what might be suitable for you, because everyone's at different levels. But try something for 90 days that gets you going, gets you active, and see how you feel. Thank you.